Hello everybody, and welcome to our last tutorial for the Inventor series. Today we're going to be talking about creating an assembly file. An assembly file is a new type of file where we're going to bring in the different parts that we've created into a whole, okay, and put them together. All right, so you can see I'm in one of my 3D models here, one of the last ones I did, and I'm going to go to File now and New, and this time I'm going to go down to Assembly. Okay, so you can just do that just by hovering over New and clicking on Assembly, but if you click on New, it's going to be right there, okay, just under where it says Assembly. So just Standard and Create, and if you get the little message, just click OK. All right, so here we are, blank space, very much like when we created our 3D models. All right, so to get started, simply we want to place some of the parts we've already created in this file. So I'm going to click on Place. Okay, and I'm going to start with part 1. All right, I'm going to click Open, and it may come in real big. You can just zoom out using your scroll wheel. All right, you can kind of move it anywhere, but around the space that you have here. But once you find a good location, which is probably just in the center, you're just going to click your mouse, okay, and it's going to place it in your file. But if you move your mouse around, you'll notice, hey, I still have this same shape that's following me around. Okay, I could place it again if I want to by clicking, but I don't, because I only want one of each piece on this file. So I'm just going to hit Escape on my keyboard. So Escape on your keyboard will now allow you to go and place a new piece in this file. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to go up to Place again. Okay, go down to Part 2 and click Open. And now I can put it wherever I want. Doesn't really matter. I just put it close to, just keep your pieces close together. So I'm just going to click. Okay. Again, if I were to move it around, if I move my mouse around, I could place it somewhere else, but I don't want to. I'm just going to hit Escape. There we go. I'm just going to work with these two pieces first to put them together, and then I'll go back and get a third piece and bring it in and so forth. Okay. All right. So just a couple of notes here. You can move and navigate just like you did when you're creating your 3D models. You can zoom in and out with your scroll wheel. You can hold down the Shift key. You can click your scroll wheel and navigate around different perspectives. You will need this a lot doing this. And then you can also use your scroll wheel just to move things, in space. But notice that they're moving together, right? Not independent. So I need to move them so that they're independent with each other. And so I'm going to click over here. I can do that by clicking Free Move and Free Rotate. So I want to put them sort of kind of like they're in the position where they're going to go. So it's going to make sense to me. Okay. And this piece is going to go and kind of come around and be interact with this piece here. All right. So I want to, let's see, I'm going to click on this piece first. I'm going to move it over here. Okay. Kind of rotate that around like that. And then I want to rotate this piece. I'm going to click on Rotate. Again, click on that piece. And then just clicking your left button, you can just click and rotate that piece individually. And again, it doesn't have to be, I'm going all over the place here. It doesn't have to be exact. You're just getting it sort of in the right position. So it'll be easier. I would have your linking cubes with you, kind of working with them as well. There we go, something like that. This piece is going to go right in here between those pieces, okay? All right, so that's roughly the orientation where they can kind of be pushed together. That's kind of what I'm looking for. All right, so then I can escape out of that. Then again, now they're together again, moving together, okay? So I can't use the free move and rotate to exactly attach them. I'm going to use the joint feature right here. All right, this is actually going to bring them together, all right, and attach them together. So I'm going to click on Joint, and then you can kind of start with either piece, doesn't really matter, but finding the right location to join them together is the tricky part, okay? And so I've done this a couple times, but I don't really remember which part I attached last time, so we're just going to try it out. And I think I'm going to get this face to match up with the face over here. So this is where you're going to need to do a lot of rotation so you can see the shape in the right position. So I want this face right here to match up right in here with that face. Let's see if it does it in the right perspective. Yes, it did. Okay, good. That's exactly what I wanted. If it is in the right location, it's in the right orientation, it brought them together correctly, then click OK. If it didn't, you can try flipping it with these buttons here. So this will flip it one direction, this will flip it another direction. Okay, and so that might work to help you get there, but it still may not get there if it doesn't line up exactly the direction you need it to line up. Then click cancel and attach it from another place. Okay, so we'll see that in a second here. So let's click OK because we did like that, and you can see now those are joined together. All right, this is going to take some patience on your part. All right, some of you might get lucky and they'll just all go together, but I'm afraid that not all of us are going to get lucky. I've done this several times and definitely haven't gotten lucky each time getting the pieces to line up the way I wanted them to. All right, so let's try a different one. Let's go to place again, and let's see, I want to bring in this piece here. Okay, I'm just going to place it on the page, doesn't matter where because I'm going to move it around in a minute. Hit escape. Okay. So I want let's rotate it first. And that piece is going to go right in here. And you know what? I didn't get these in the right direction. This should be going this way, not this way. And that's, see, I don't have my linking cubes in front of me, so that's why I missed that. Okay, so let's undo, see if I can get these pieces separated again. This will be good for another example. I'm going to place that part again. Okay, all right, and escape. There we go. I'm going to rotate it around. And yeah, there we go. I want it to go this way as opposed to, I think, it was going that way before. Okay, and just roughly in the direction that I want it. Now escape. Okay, let's try to join that again. So joint here. I'm going to click on this face now. I'm going to rotate it around the whole thing, and I want it to line up with that face there. Okay, and it didn't go exactly the way I wanted it to. Nope. And that's, I think, back in the direction it was before. Let's see here. Oops. There we go. Okay. Oop, too far. All right, let's try this again. I have a good square here, and a square is always one face of your square is always good. Let me show you what I mean by that. When I click on joint, if you have a larger space other than just the 1x1 square, you can't hit the middle of it. You can only do the edges. So let's try the top, and you don't have to use the middle. I was clicking on the middle. See how when I move around, it gives me different places I can join these two shapes together. And let's try that. Oops. I'm going to try this edge. Okay. And move around, and it's would line up with this edge here. There we go. Good. I think that's good. I'm going to click OK. Bring it around here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now this block part on the top is oriented this way as opposed to this way, and that was my issue before. So have some patience. Keep working with it. You can get it. All right, now I'm going to go back to place and bring that piece in again that I was working with before. Okay, doesn't really matter. Just going to click once, escape. I want to, let's rotate it around. Okay, good, and it's almost right in the right orientation. There we go. And that piece is going to go right in here. All right, so this is a little more, well, I don't have like a square face I can line up with a square face over here. So I'm going to have to use one of the edges. So I want to, actually I want to escape there. Let's rotate back around, all the way around, and I'll see if I can bring that. Actually, let's keep doing. Oops, there we go. Okay, and I want to move that a little bit closer. There we go. So I want this edge to line up with this edge, hopefully. So let's try that. I'm going to click on escape there out of my free move. Then click on joint here, and we want that edge to line up with, oops, if I can get that to, there we go. So you kind of have to move your mouse around, see how it's kind of, it's orienting that little circle differently. I want it to be flat facing me, like a circle facing me, as opposed to a line facing away. There we go. And I'm going to click there. Okay, so that put it on the underneath side, so that's not good. Let's see if we can bring it back up. I think that did it. Let's rotate back around. Yep. Okay, so click OK. Let's see what we got. So there we go. That's the first 3 pieces of my puzzle cube coming together. And I would just keep bringing the next piece and keep working on it. I know you've already been listening to me for 12 minutes now, hopefully, and maybe working on your own at the same time, so you just weren't watching me the whole time. Okay, remember, we use these tutorials like they're instructional videos, not like they're cinema, and you're watching a movie. So try that out. I know this can be difficult. This is probably the most frustrating part of this whole thing, working with this, at least it has been for me, getting these pieces to line up in the right orientation. So try your best. Ask me if you have a neighbor that's getting it, ask them, okay? And we'll get them all together. Thanks, guys.